The Refugee Resettlement Program at its core is about welcoming people who are fleeing dangerous situations.
The important element of success has been collaborative partnerships, particularly the Shapiro Foundation, which we have been working with them for many years, resettling refugees in our area. But also, it really took hero realty companies, particularly Chestnut Hero Realty Company, where Ed Zuker, their amazing CEO, and their entire company really stood up and said, we're going to help.
I believe in a social system that helps the needy move from need into productivity, into dignity is more what it's all about.
When we are learning that we have a family that needs help, the first thing I have to consider is where can they live? And in the past, I might have said, I'd love to help, but I'm not sure we can do it because I don't know where they're going to live. But because of Chestnut Hill Realty, when Jackie called me and said, we have a Ukrainian woman and her son who we want to bring here through the Heal Ukraine group, when Larry told me about Sabira and how she had this opportunity to study at Northeastern, and when TBE and Andy and Nan and all the wonderful people that we work with there decided they were going to raise their hands and sponsor a woman coming from Venezuela and her family, we could say, yes, we can help.
We first learned about the Medina family through connections through Temple Beth Elohim and JFS, and I became the legal sponsor through the humanitarian parole program that the U.S. government offers.
Yo salí de Venezuela porque ya tenía prohibido el ejercicio de mi carrera en el país. Yo soy de profesión politóloga. En mi proceso de búsqueda de protección internacional, hicimos un primer contacto y me enviaron la información de JFS.
Through Harvard Scholars at Risk, we got some initial funding to bring in clinicians and scientists to study here for anywhere from 1 month to 1 year.
My name is Ilona Svezhentseva. I'm Ukrainian scientist and science journalist. There is a war in my home.
She applied to come to work with a woman named Yana Pickman. Yana is part of our Heal Ukraine group. She's an oncologist and a researcher at Dana-Farber. So Yana was bringing her here and called me probably, it was within a week. I mean, I would say 5 to 7 days to say, she's arriving, what can we do about housing? The first person I called, honestly, was Lucia.
I was on the Needham Facebook page, and an individual posted that there was a young woman named Sabira who had gotten a 60% scholarship to pursue her master's in journalism at Northeastern, but she needed another 40% of scholarship, and she needed housing and living expenses covered.
Journalism is a way that I can raise my voice. And not only my voice, but I can be the voice of millions of women that they are deprived of their rights in Afghanistan.
I called Lucia and I called JFS, and I said, if I were to personally sponsor this individual and I were to take the financial liability along with my wife Jessie, would you all be in a position to help to co-sign a lease at Hancock Village and make sure that all of the basic necessities for Sabira and for her husband Rahmat were covered? Of course, Lucia and JFS, being Lucia and JFS, the answer was yes immediately.
I love working at JFS because of the people who we serve, and because of the people who work with us to help our clients, to help build the community, to come together and say, how can we find a creative solution to this problem?
So Chestnut Realty, our mission is managing people's home with pride. And I realized it didn't matter whether it's rent controlled, subsidized, if it's market rate, workforce, or luxury housing, everyone likes to come home to something that puts a smile on their face.
It's unthinkable at the impact that Chestnut Hill Realty has had on refugees. We've been able to help vulnerable humans land on their feet in gorgeous renovated units that are public transit accessible, that are 40% discounted from market. we have helped them realize that in America we value them.
Here is a nice, a very comfortable apartment that me and my husband we were living for two of us. It's a very nice environment. Somebody like me from Afghanistan, we never experienced such houses. It's really nice and I like really the community.
Una casa con todas las comodidades, es una casa en una comunidad de muy buena calidad de vida, es lo que ningún refugiado se imagina.
This place has a park to go to walk. It has a lot of playgrounds around, library. There are also a lot of other kids that we can play together, and I'm so grateful to JFS for this help. Thank you.
There's a meaningful way to support JFS's work for every individual. As a professional foundation focused on refugee resettlement, I am certain it's the best investment we make.
We're hopeful that more organizations will see this and say, we can do this. We also need to step up and help refugees and any other stranger that comes into our midst in our community.
Giving them the opportunity to have a better way of life. And that's what the United States is all about.